Hi guys, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Please guys, turn on your cameras, please. Tanjishi, Haley, Tevin, Claire.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Yam, she's here, but she's gonna take a minute until she comes. Sebastian, Kaitong, Chenshin, Ishan. All right, good. I give you a minute or so. Cool. First question. Only 2 students submitted homework. What about the rest of you? Tanjishi? What happened?
I think I accidentally pressed the raise hand button.
Did you write your homework? Did you do your homework?
Yes, I did send the email to you yesterday.
Yesterday, I didn't receive anything. Let me double check. Yesterday. No, I don't have anything. Are you sure you sent it to me?
I'm going to check it again.
Thank you. Okay, how about the rest of you guys? No homework. So I only have homework from Ishan, and I think she just sent it like a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, it was Ishan and Haley. She sent it to me Friday, I think it was. What's going on with the rest of you? You're not doing this for me, guys. You're doing this for you. Well, you're making the things easy for me, so I wouldn't have to spend my free time checking up on your emails, on your essays. However, because I offered myself that you need to send them to me, and I think it's a good thing. However, it's pretty much up to you to decide if you want to do it or not. Okay, today is going to be a little bit different because today I want us to do kind of a trial test, exam test. I'm not going to have the points with me. I'm not going to mark the points. However, you're going to do that by yourself. And how? Let me show you how. Thank you, Claire.
Teacher, I did check back to my email and I found out that technically I did submit it. I did screenshot the following above.
Okay.
In the chat.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to save it now. Claire said I'd send it to you. Let me see, Claire, one more time. Okay, still nothing. Am I going to come? That's fine. Okay, so what I want us to do today, I think most of you guys, you're not aware of your current level and you're not aware how much you know, or maybe sometimes you think you know more than you actually do, or sometimes you think you know less than you actually do. However, today is going to be the time where we're going to decide, well, actually, you're going to see if you are actually capable of understanding pretty much everything within this level. We did a good part of the course so far, like 6-7 months, right? So today, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to improvise one exercise with you, and then I'm going to send you the link, and you're going to do this in the next hour or so. Because I want you to practice. Now look at this over here. On the side, you can even press start test. What does it say? Over here, it gives you the time. You don't have to sign in. You do nothing, okay? You do nothing. This is just an exercising. So if you press start, it gives you only 5 minutes to do this task. Why it gives you 5? Because according to Cambridge FCE level, they say this kind of exercise, you have to do it in 5 minutes. If I were you, I would press the button and just to see if I'm actually capable of doing this. Again, this doesn't mean that the points you're going to get, the scores that I'm going to mark them. No, this is for your own sake to see where you stand. So what's going on? You have to read the text and you have to choose answers. I'm just going to choose random answers. I'm not reading the text just to show you something at the end. Okay, and then I would like each one of you to look at the screen because most likely you're going to make a mistake over here. So first you're going to press check answers. And it gives us the score. It says your score is 3 out of 8. Look at this. You're supposed to be, let me make it bigger this. your level is B2, okay? Your level is B2. So potentially you should be around here, maybe between 4 and 6 or 6 and 7. So this is very bad. We can see B1, this is below B1. That means that I'm not gonna pass this level, okay? Once you finish this, you're not gonna press next test, okay? You're gonna switch it off over here. And then, 1 second, I need to make the page smaller. After that, I want you to go through the exercise and see, okay? See why is this answer, why this option was correct, okay? So if this exercise takes 5 minutes to do so, I would say maybe for you will take like 7 minutes to do so. I want you to see your mistakes. Most of you, or some of you will actually choose random words because most of you don't care, as far as I can tell so far, according to the fact that you're not writing homeworks, you're not participating in speaking parts and so on. So maybe you just think, okay, am I going to recognize? Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. And we're not here to recognize words. We're here to learn them. What's the reason? When you have a sentence like this or an exercise like this, the first thing you need to understand is, do you understand all the words and do you understand what kind of words they are? Are they nouns? Are they adjectives? What is missing over here? So once you do this, I want you to text me and tell me how many did you have? What was your score, right? So if your score was B1, that's fine. If it says below, it doesn't have a letter, I need you to tell me that it was below, okay? After that, you're gonna go part 2. You're having a text to read and so on, and then you have to choose the answer. Over here, it doesn't come, okay? Because for you will be different, let me see. Okay, I skipped it, 1 second. Okay, we're gonna restart it, yes. Okay, so after that, after you finish part 1, you're gonna go part 2. Check out your answers. See the reason why that answer. Then you're gonna go to part 3, part 4, part 5, and so on. I want after each part, I want you to text me. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I am going to make a Padlet over here, and I want you to write your scores in the Padlet, okay? Because I want to see that you actually participate in this. You guys, you know, this is an online course. I can't possibly know what you're doing on the other side of the computer, so I have to be a little bit more strict with this. I don't want to be a police officer all the time. However, we're here for 2 hours, and I really want you to learn, okay? You're spending money, you're spending some time, I'm giving you homework and all those stuff, so I want you to really, really learn. So I'm gonna make quickly a Padlet over here. And I just want you to write your name, and you're gonna write, doesn't really matter how we're gonna call it, so marks, FCE. Okay, attribution, last. Okay, that's it. So once you start, for example, you're just gonna put your name, and then you're gonna go, for example, part 1, B1 level, okay? You don't have to publish it right away, right? So you go to part 2. Once you finish it, just write it down. I need to know where is the problem, because if I don't know which part you're struggling the most, unfortunately, I cannot help you. So this is what we're going to do today, all right? Let me send you the link. Discard, we don't need this. Okay, first things first. Again, remember, you're not pressing next next test, you're pressing part 2, part 3, and so on. Okay, so let's start from here. Let's copy. Again, I'm gonna let you do it in your own time. I'm not gonna check you up all the time. I'm just gonna check up the marks, because usually I know how much time it takes for you to do one exercise, but I do want you to write it down because I want to know what's going on there. And this is the Padlet. I want you to open the Padlet and this one, and automatically write down, put your name and put your level. Again, if your level is below B1, just put below. okay? That means that this is very bad. So hopefully you're not going to get below B1. If you're getting B1 and B2, that's okay. That's okay, that's acceptable. If it goes below, then we have a serious problem, all right? Ideally, you should be B2, pretty much all the exercises. B2 should be perfect because this is your level. But in case it happens B1, that's fine, okay? It's not a big deal. That means that you are around this level. However, if it goes a little bit lower, like A2 and so on, in that case means that we're not doing the right thing and we have to change something. So you can start. You don't have to text me anything. I finished the first one. No, I'm just going to open the Padlet on my screen. I'm going to look at it. I'm not going to talk. I will be here, obviously. You can do your tasks in your own time. Be very careful. Read the sentences very careful, because these are the types of the exercise you're going to have on your exam. So I'd rather prepare you now, like what kind of exercises you're going to have. And let's say if you make a mistake, like I did previously, when I showed you, look at the example. Look, why does it say it's an adverb but not an adjective? You need to know the reasons, because if you just, random guess, that's not good. That's not going to help you. You need to know the reason. Any questions?
Yes, teacher. So
Yes,
we just finished this reading part 1.
No, part 1, all of them. You go part 1, part 2, part 3, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of reading today, but you have to focus a little bit more. And then we're going to see, I want you to do some listening parts as well, but first I want you to finish with the reading part. And then in the second part of the class, we're going to have speaking in breakout rooms. I'm going to separate you in rooms and you're going to have to speak. Today, we're not using the book at all. Today, we're just focusing on practice, reading and speaking. All right? Any questions?
No. So we just do this exercise until we get
Until I say stop.
Okay.
All right. If you're having questions, I'm here. Again, I'm going to just mute my microphone so you wouldn't hear me breathing. It called you to get premium, Sebastian, because you're not listening to me. I told you, once you do the first exercise, you go here. You don't go next text. Start from the beginning now. If it says C2, then it's C2, yes. Please put your marks here. I'm just going to keep the page open on a different browser. Sebastian, I don't understand that. It shows you the level. Please write it in the Padlet, the link that I gave it to you. Don't text me, because I'm going to lose track if everyone is texting me one part at a time. Not very demanding. Yes, once you finish with part 1, be very careful to press underneath part 2, part 3, and so on. Don't press next test, because it's going to require for a premium account, and this is just a trial test. Yes, Tevin, you need to click check answers, and then you need to see why your answer is incorrect.
Teacher?
Yes?
I was going to do part 4, but then they asked me to go for premium. And
That's because you pressed next test. You didn't press go to part 4. That's why.
Let me check. Reading.
So if you go back over here, look at my screen, you go to the reading part, and you're going to go to part 1. And obviously you've done part 1, that's fine. Go to part 2. And then you go to part 3. Don't press next test. And then you go to part 4. And so on. If you press next, then it's going to take you to test 2. We don't have, that's a premium account, obviously. We don't have that one. We're just having the trial.
Okay, so you're supposed to do part 5.
You have to do all the parts, sweetie. I want to see the marks from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, all of them.
Teacher, can you press the reading sign and can I see which one you clicked?
Pardon?
Can I see which button you clicked to come to this page? Reading.
So if you've done this, you go here. If you've done this one, you go here.
Actually, teacher, I clicked your link and then they showed me.
You're doing something wrong. Share the screen with me.
Okay.
That's because, look at this, you have test 2. Do you see this? At the top. Do you see it? No. Oh, please keep it open. Look at there, test 2. You're not supposed to do test 2. So go over here at the top where it says in ENG at the top, higher. Press there, please. Okay, do restart over here. Yes, okay. Okay, now it's part 1. You've done this one?
Yes.
Yes. So go, okay, you press part 2.
And then they said this.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I think you've done something wrong over here. Okay.
But teacher, surprisingly, I did manage to do part 1, 2, and 3 until when I went to part 4, they asked me to go to premium.
That's impossible, sweetie, because I'm doing the same thing. So for me, it's okay. I think you've pressed something. One second. Aha, okay. Share your screen with me, please. Okay, go at the same part where I told you before. Yeah, press there. Use of English. Go restart. Yeah, that's where. Yes. Okay, and now press part 2. Actually, hold on. Go to part 1 at the top. My mistake, sweetie, my mistake, sorry. Go to part 1. Reading, yes, open it. Okay, now go down. Change it, part 2. Okay, go down. Part 3. Part 4. Have you done this one?
Not yet, so I think it will work now.
So you do this one. Yes, you can stop sharing with us.
Okay, thanks, teacher. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. You have to do, guys, all the parts, not just 1 to 4, all of them. Okay, I can see that Tanjishi and Claire, they submitted the answers, so very good. Very good. Good job, girls, both of you. Nice. Okay, those of you who finished with the reading part, I want you to keep going. However, that was very fast. The other group took a little bit more time. Let me see how many parts were here. So we have part 3, part, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, Oh yeah, okay, so 7 parts. Yeah, guys, you can do listening as well. So start the listening part. So guys, until we have the break, I want you to do this. So that will be in about less than 15 minutes. I'm going to give you a break, okay? And I also want you to do a little bit of the listening part because I want to see how you're going to pick up the information. You're not going to do writing. However, we're going to do speaking in breakout rooms, okay? This is what we're doing today. So if you are, let's say you finished part 1, sorry, with reading, how about use of English? Okay, it's all good. So do the listening part as well, or if you want to have a break in between, those of you who finished the reading part, feel free to take 5 to 7 minutes break and then continue with the listening. I give you to choose your option. However, a full break, you will have continue with a little bit of listening, and the last half an hour from today's class will be only speaking. So guys, 2 more minutes, do as much as you can. After that, you're going to have a break. I want to see your listening marks as well, so we can do some speaking today as well. Okay, guys, so I'm advising you now to take a short break, 5 to 7 minutes, get a stretch, get some water, go to the toilet, whatever you need to do. Once you're back, I want to see your marks. Claire and Tanji, she did quite well. So basically B2, C1, C2, very good. That's very good score. That's perfect. Use your break now. Once we continue, you can continue with the exercises, and then in the last maybe 30 minutes roughly, I would say, we will have some speaking practice, because obviously that is one of the not the hardest, but not the easiest thing. So use your break, please. Okay, guys, so those of you who are ready with the reading part, please submit your answers. I want to see your answers. I want to see your marks. Guys, can you please submit your reading marks?
I submitted.
Thank you. No, Haley, I don't see yours. Yes, please, through the Padlet. I want to see your answers. I want to see your marks. Yes, but not like this, Yam. You have to write them down. For example, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Thank you, Tevin. Marcus, I said this like 20 times. Not the points. I don't know. I don't want to know about the points. I want to know the level. Is it B1? Is it A1? What level is it? I don't care about the points. Thank you, Kaitong. Interesting, guys. So far, I'm just seeing good results, but when we did the test, it wasn't as good. So I'm a little bit confused now. Okay, that's okay. I'll explain later what is the difference. Seven, yes, you can do the listening now in the next 10, 15 minutes, because listening is a little bit shorter. And then we're going to do some speaking in breakout rooms. Chenshin, thank you. So again, your level is B2, which means most of your answers or most of your scores should be level B2, most of them. Ideally, they should be all of them. However, if you have, let's say, B1, it's okay. It's not scary, which means you are here somewhere. If you're having some exercises with C2, most likely those exercises were with choosing the correct answer rather than writing. Sometimes when you see it, you can recognize the answer, right? But sometimes when you just have a blank and you have to fill it in, that's a little bit difficult. When it comes to recognition, it's a little bit easier rather than when you actually physically need to write it down. But okay, well done with the score. So far, so good. So do a little bit of listening, guys, and after that, we're gonna do some. Haley, you just need to write them down in the Padlet. Haley, sweetie, I don't know why you're confused. I gave you a link with the Padlet. Do I have to share that with you? Look, everybody's submitting their answers. Yeah, so please. Okay, so from what I can see now from the points, okay, B1, B2. That's good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9. How many students are here? 11. I need 2 more. All right. Are you doing the listening? Yeah, okay. Okay, I give you so you can finalize how much you've done. Please write it down. In the meanwhile, I'm going to prepare the breakout rooms for the speaking part. The speaking part will be from this page. So all you have to do is just go to the speaking part. You're having 4 parts. You will see in a second. In the meanwhile, I need to create the breakout rooms. So, okay. So 10, 12, I'm gonna need 5 breakout rooms. 5. I'm thinking out loud, guys. Don't mind me. Okay, let me make some groups over here. Someone is missing now. Okay. All right. So there will be 4 breakout rooms, and 3 students will be in the main room. In the main room, I will have Claire, Haley, and Tevin. So it will be 3. I want each one of you to participate. So one student going to ask the same questions to both of them. Make it a nice conversation. Over here is within the first part, you can see there are 5 questions, right? I want you to ask each other. You're not going to ask what is your name, okay? You don't want to ask that because you know what is their name, right? So you can ask these questions to do a little bit of warm up. You can add up something else. For example, do you like me saying, no, I don't. That's a bad answer. We don't want that. They're going to say, for example, no, not really. I don't like it. I just don't like the place where I live. I don't like my neighbors and so on. That's a little bit better answer. Okay. I don't want you to keep your answers very short. Pay attention to the question. If the question is structured, do you like? I like. No. What? I do. No. Have you got? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. All right. You need to be very careful with the question. How is the question asked? That's for the first part. Okay. Once you're going to finish first part, cover all the questions, you can add up something, no problem. Go for the next one. Now over here, you have 4 pictures. Compare the pictures. Remember, this is the part where you're comparing the photographs. You're not describing them. There is a difference, okay? So let's say if the first student describes the first 2 pictures, not describes, pardon, compares the first 2 pictures, make sure you are making a question of it. For example, if the first student explains the first 2 pictures, and then you can ask them, so have you ever been in a stressful situation? How did you feel? And so on, okay? Please feel free to ask more questions about it. That's part 2. Part 3. Part 3 is obviously the one that it's a little bit challenging, where you need to make size, you're taking it very wrong. How you have to do it. So look at the question at the top. You need to talk about TV shows and which kind of TV shows are the best to watch on TV. Now, you're not necessarily answering the 2 questions, okay? You're not focusing on this. They're just giving you ideas. However, you can start talking about these things because I don't really have interest in that. However, I do know a lot of people that really like. For example, my brother. What do you think? And then your friend will say, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of crime drama. I'm more like a comedy show person because I like to have a good laugh and it's a good and so on, okay? I don't want you to answer the questions. If you answer the questions, your level goes down. You're not answering the questions. The questions are just giving you ideas. At the end, you need to come with one solution. Which 2 types of shows should a TV network add? That should be comedy and chat show, for example. Do you agree with me? Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good point. You're done. Okay. This is what you need to do in this part. And in part 4, you're having some follow-up questions about TV and TV programs. Are these the only questions you can ask? Absolutely not. You can add up something extra. You can personalize the question. All right. I haven't. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't. That's silly me. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this is the part 4. Very quickly, I already explained, but I'm just going to show you the pictures though. Okay, so first part, you're having the questions. Okay, then you go to part 2. You're having the pictures where you need to describe them. Then you go, not describe them, pardon. I always say it wrong. You need to compare them. Then you go part 3, where you need to talk about these TV shows. And then you go to part 4, where you need to answer these questions. Please keep the page open. I will stop sharing, but in each room, I want to see shared screen. All right? Okay, I am going to send you to your breakout rooms. And please start talking right away. Don't say who's going to start first, okay? You be the initiative. You start first. Can you start first? That's a very bad start, guys. I don't want you to do that, okay? All right, let's have this. I'll stop sharing. So Haley, Claire, and Tevin, you will be in the main room. You're going to have to cooperate, 3 of you, okay? Make sure you're all included. Okay. Can one of you please share the screen? Why is nobody talking? Nobody's sharing the screen. What's wrong? Okay, thank you, Claire. Sweetie, can you go to part 1? Thank you. Yes, perfect. All right.
Good evening. My name is Helly, and this is my colleague, Devin. Sure. And your name, am I supposed to ask this? Where are you from, Devin? Or Claire? I don't know.
Just call their name. Just say, Claire, where you from? How about you, Tevin? So you can rearrange it like that. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you from, Claire?
I'm from Malaysia and I'm living in JB.
Okay. And you, Devin?
Hi, good evening. I am from Malaysia and I live in Kedah.
I see. First, we'd like to know something about you. Claire, how many people are in your family and who they are?
There are 4 members in my family, included me, which is my dad, my mom, my sister.
I see. Thank you for answering. Which family member do you spend most time with?
I think my sister, because we used to watch television together and we also play badminton.
Devin, can you tell me about your family?
I have 3 members in my family, which is me, my dad, and my mom.
Do you like your neighborhood?
To be honest, my neighborhood is a little bit quiet, but I would say I kind of.
I see. Is there anything you would like to change about your neighborhood?
I think it would be better if it would not be this quiet and there's something going on. So.
Okay. Speaking part 2. Claire, you can be the examiner this time.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 2 photographs. I'd like you to talk about your photographs on your own for about a minute. And also, Tevin, can you start first?
Why might each situation be stressful? In the first picture, I see a girl is studying and she looks like she's having trouble and she is stressing out. And in the second photo, I see a man who is being kidnapped, looking around to identify where he's.
Why might people be afraid of these things? In the first photo, I see spiders, which would scare a lot of people because they usually have a phobia. They have a lot of legs. They're abnormal. That's why people are afraid of spiders. And the other picture in the second picture, rock climbing, which would be extremely scary if the rope suddenly, people are usually scared of death, so that's why people are afraid of rock climbing or anything drastic like that. We can go to speaking part 3.
Thank you.
Devin, it's your turn to be the examiner.
Okay. Now I'd like you to talk about something together for about 2.
So basically, I think a crime drama is very entertaining because some people might find it exciting.
That's true, but game shows are far more exciting because it's intense and there's a lot well, there's not a lot at stake. But I don't disagree with your crime drama thing because I also like crime drama. What about you? What do you think about any other type of TV shows?
I think the talent competition will also be entertaining because it's people compete by showcasing their talents and it's really cool.
Yes, it is really cool, but sometimes it's fake, you know. I do enjoy a good comedy show. It always makes me laugh. So comedy shows are great, and talent competitions. Yeah, I just said tragedy type of TV shows are just. What about you? What do you think?
Yes, I think tragedy is quite good because it produces a feeling of pity and fear in the audience watching it.
I feel like the two types of show a TV network would add to its programming would usually be something more wider to the audience, like maybe talent competitions and talk shows appear there. So I feel like a TV network would usually add the talent competition and talk show. What about you? What do you think?
That's a good point there because it provides information to the audience.
Speaking part.
How about Tevin? I don't hear Tevin.
Oh, he already went.
Oh, did he?
He was the examiner. We were examiner each round. I
Oh,
was
I
the
see.
first.
Okay.
Claire was the second.
No problem. Perfect.
Who's gonna be the examiner this time?
I think it's you again, you know.
Oh yeah, sure. Um, Claire, do you spend a lot of time watching television? If not, what do you do on your free
Not
time?
really. I usually read books or just do revisions.
I see.
Or I'll do sports like such as biking. Yeah.
What do you think about advertising on television? Does it influence you?
Not really because I don't really watch television.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Devin, do you think young people who watch a lot of violence on TV are more likely to be violent themselves, or do you think they just watch for fun?
Well, for young people, it might become a bad influence and might make them into a violent person. But if the watcher are a little older, they might only watch for fun.
I see. Why do you think watching television is such a popular pastime? Sure.
Because television has been invented for hundreds of years, even before telephones are invented. So a lot of people would like to watch television when they have.
Ah, I see. Thank you for coming to the fake exam. Teacher,
You finished? Nice. Good. I actually think, guys, over here you had the most interesting conversation because I've checked the other ones as well. I think you did quite well. I needed to put you like 3 in a group. I needed to do that because there was not enough. I wanna ask you, how do you feel about this speaking with like 2, 3 people at the same time or just one student? Basically, the question is, how do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable working in breakout rooms? I know this wasn't a breakout room because I left you in the main room because I was expecting that you're gonna have a nice chat.
it's
So
pretty nice,
how do you
honestly.
feel? Okay, good. Kevin, did you like it? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
It is a little better than having a lot of people hearing you.
Okay.
I mean, I would prefer.
Okay, good. Claire, what do you think?
I think it's good.
Okay, good. The reason why I'm asking you guys is because each one of us is different, okay? And because, well, we've been here for 6, 7 months now, 7 months. We're going into the 8th month apart from Claire. And you need to feel comfortable with pretty much you. I'm hoping all of you, but those of you who are going to do the exam in December, if you all attend the exam in December, most likely one of the speaking partners will be some of your group. So that's a plus. So I want you to practice a little bit more and feel a little bit here. Sometimes, however, maybe your speaking partner will have lower level or higher level. Don't worry about that. You're not responsible for their answers. You're responsible for your way of answering the questions, of your way asking the questions. Sometimes maybe I can give you a tip. If, for example, your speaking partner does not understand you very well, simplify the question. If you see that they're stuck, okay, maybe they just didn't understand the question, make the question a little bit simpler for them. That's going to give you extra points, which means that you understand the question and you try to simplify for them to help them. That is also very good to do. So by all means, if you feel the need to do so, please do it. Anyway, I'm going to close the breakout rooms. I think they had an interesting chat as well. Some of them are still talking. They're over here. Let me just close the breakout rooms for them. Until they come back, so we can see what do they think about this. Let me see what happened with the points. Okay, listening. Actually, some of you submitted listening, not all of you. Okay. I think the other ones are having a nice chat, so they don't want to come here. Okay, they're coming. Okay, guys, welcome back. Just waiting for someone else to come. Okay. All right, good. So guys, my question for you is, how do you feel having a conversation in the breakout room?
Quite
How do
happy
you
with my
feel?
partner because she's really sociable and
Okay,
outgoing.
perfect. Good. Good to hear that. Good. How about the rest of you? Yeah, Marcus, Sebastian, what do you think about having a breakout room and having a conversation there? Marcus, go
It
for
it was a great conversation because it's the first time for me to have a speaking test with him.
Yum, yes. Sorry, Sebastian.
It's very interesting to know other people
Perfect.
than in my school.
Perfect. Very well. So I think this kind of approach will be super efficient for you. It will be very useful. So from now on, we're going to do this every single class in the last maybe half an hour, 20 minutes. You're going to have a breakout room. Each week, we don't necessarily in our exam. We don't have to do that. Well, however, when I give you a specific topic, I know you're going to talk about it. But this way, if I say it's a free topic, you know, you can speak whatever you want to. It will be so hard for you to start. But we can arrange that. We can choose different kind of topics, and you can have that I want to say. I already mentioned to Haley, Claire, and Tevin because they were in the main room. Sometimes, guys, you're going to feel like the level of your speaking partner, maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower, okay? You're not responsible for their answers. You're only responsible for your answers. So in case you understand you very well, you can paraphrase your question. You can simplify it. Therefore, you're going to get higher points because you did know how to make that. You know how to make a little bit complex questions and how to simplify them. That's how they want to say something, but they really don't know how to say it. Help them, okay? Feel free to help them. And that is very, very good approach. Excellent. Well done. Perfect. So from now on, as I said, we're going to just keep doing this because I find it very useful and I think it's going to help you a lot. However, let's go. Technically, it is a test. Now, let me show you something. This type of exercise could be very confusing because the meaning of the words are very similar. However, when you read something, for example, genealogy is a branch of history. It concerns family history. Instead, then, can we say that? No. Rather than, yes. This is more like I say except then, no. Sooner than, most likely I can say that, depends on the sentence. So if you're not sure which one is the correct answer, you need to try and eliminate. Okay, so you know, okay, except then there's no way this one to be. That's fine. Now you try to find the correct answer. Sometimes maybe to answer, can head and just see how they sound. Now, this is helpful if and only if you're listening to a lot of English, maybe podcasts or maybe TV shows or maybe movies. Why? Because if you've heard this before, it is somewhere in your brain, okay? It's engraved somewhere in your brain. If you haven't, you're exposing yourself with an English-speaking movies or TV shows or podcasts, doesn't matter really what, the easier for you will be to understand or to find the correct answer. As I said, the first one is more like recognition. You have to recognize the words, okay? I would say from 1 is not 10, but definitely it's not 1. Let's see the next one. So this one can be tricky because you have to add only one word, just one word. Sometimes, however, pay attention to exercises like this. Sometimes could be an article, sometimes could be a preposition, could be a personal pronoun. So the words are actually not that demanding, okay? Very simple. I'm talking exactly about this type of exercise. So focus on that. Next one. Okay, this is the word formation. This one can be challenging. I'm not saying no, but I think we did a couple of exercises where I pretty much told you what you need to focus on, okay? If you have a noun, you're going to search for adjective because the adjective explains the noun. Think about these certain words, okay? Read the sentence first, don't rush it, okay? So make sure you understand first how we create a noun. If we have, for example, shun, ambition, right? We know it's a noun. However, we can make it an adjective as well. So you need to be very good thing is that you already have the word given, you just need to form it, you need to change it. And in order for you to change it, take a look at the sentence, see if it's missing a verb, because a sentence without a verb, it's impossible to be a sentence. Therefore, we're looking for verb, right? Sometimes could be an adjective, sometimes could be an to recognize them. However, you need to be very cautious. This is my favorite type of exercise because it is a bit challenging. All right, let's see the next one. Okay, so this one. You actually need to use the word that you have. You're not supposed to change it, but you also need to keep the meaning of the sentence very similar. This is a difficult task, I must say no, and I saw some of you didn't do quite well with this one, which was expected. This one, it's okay. Sometimes if you make, let's say, more mistakes with this one, make sure that the other parts of the exercises are a little bit stronger for you. So let's say maybe you just don't know how to deal with this. You need to go through the sentences. You need to see the grammar tense, okay? Let's say this one, do you know when the match starts, Sally? Asked Mary. This is an active sentence, okay? Reported speech, we need to change it. No, this is a direct speech, but the second one, it will be reported speech. So be careful I admit this one is challenging and the word formation as well. However, if I need to judge by the points you've done so far, I think it was okay. I think it's okay. You're doing great. Okay, this one is a lot of reading, Now, before you do this type of exercise, as I said, what I want you to do is focus on the keywords in the Caitlin suggests father. Those are the keywords, okay? Now, once you're reading the text, you find where that is. Let's say, I don't know, maybe it's in the second paragraph. I haven't read the text, so I can possibly know. Okay, read the paragraph, go back to the words. Sometimes, let's say maybe this one, his true feelings are easily hidden from his daughter. Maybe in the text, it's quite the opposite. So don't confuse with that, okay? Because sometimes, well, it could mislead you. So you have to be very careful with this type of exercise. Keywords, okay? We've done a couple of exercises like that. We're still gonna do it, but I'm just giving you heads up. This one, what you need to choose. Well, with this type of exercise, again, there are a lot of things you need to focus on. First, you need to read the first sentence, then start choosing what is the next one, then check if the third one fits. Usually what I would start if, see the content, if it's the same thing they're talking. The third thing I would focus on is the vocabulary. Because if this is a paragraph, most likely the vocabulary has been repeated. So if I'm talking about let's say the ballet shoes in this section, in this paragraph, I'm going to keep talking about it because this is an essay. Shoes, and then I start talking about techniques, and then I talk about clothes. Doesn't make any sense. So make sure the content is on spot. Okay? And I think that's it over here. Okay, this one as well. Okay, so this one, again, it's a lot of reading. I'm not saying no. However, guys, you need to practice reading as well. I don't know if you've done the timer at the start, right? For this one, for example, you have 70 minutes to do so. If you've done the timer, it will help you. It's important. It's not just about reading the text, but also it's about understanding the text. I'm not saying that, yes, this is quite big, quite long, 4 paragraphs that you need to know all the words. Ideally, you should because they're your level. Sometimes that's not going to be the case. That's not a point you need to start from, okay? So leave them on the side. Try to get the overall meaning of the sentence so you can find the correct answer. That's the thing that I wanted to say about the reading part. When it comes to listening, I only have some points from Haley and that's it. So when you have listening, please, please, please take a piece of paper and do some notes, okay, on a piece of paper, because that will help questions, skim read the answers. And again, focus on the keywords. Why is the speaker calling? Why calling? Confirm, issue, persuade. If you know how to distinguish these things, you're good to go. You wouldn't have any problem, okay? Maybe something else in the sentence won't be very understandable, or maybe you wouldn't understand the words because they're not going to use this. However, if you have a piece of paper and just write it down, because they might going to say, well, she definitely didn't want to do something with it. So to confirm some arrangements, absolutely will be no, because we say she definitely didn't call an answer. So this is that part. Very quickly, I'm going to let you go, I promise. Now over here, again, you have to put a word, a phrase. Just one piece of advice over here. Sometimes you forget the plural. Let's say if it's, I don't know, window, most likely it's windows. Now, if it's window sentence, see if you have is or are. You're going to pick it up if it's going to be singular or plural. Make sure you do this. Again, we're going to practice this, but I'm just giving you general tips about it. Okay, obviously with this one, you first, again, if I were you, piece of paper, speaker 1, and I'm just going to take some notes. He did this thing. I'm going to decide what is the correct answer. Because this way, I already have previous knowledge. What did speaker 1 said? What did speaker 2 said? And so on. And the last one, again, make sure you are searching for the keywords. Very important, because that saves your time and everything for about 50%, maybe even more. So when you find the keywords, you do as well. Writing is a different type of story. We're not going to talk about that, obviously. But yeah, I think we did quite well with this test, so you can get familiar with it. I'm actually very happy with the scores, the marks that you got. I think they're quite okay. They're not bad at all. Again, when we do a test, you're the heaviness of the exam. Anyway, last week I gave you the file. I'm gonna let you go, I promise. I gave you the file, the PDF file about the essay topics. Okay, those of you who did it, thank you for that. It was a little bit too late that you sent it to me today, but thank you, Haley, for sending it to me on Friday. Now, the rest of you, yes, kind of a chance for you to improve your writing. If you learn how to do essay, you won't have any problems with article, with story, with nothing at all. Okay, if you properly learn how to use it. And the goal here is to challenge yourself to learn new vocabulary. It's not just the writing. Okay, so you're having the list. I already explained that last week. I leave that to you. It's your decision to decide if you want to write it. Obviously, those of you who send it to me, I will make an update on them, like a feedback, and I will send them to you maybe next week when we have the class speak email. Whew, I've been speaking for 20 minutes. Do you have any questions? No? No questions? Okay, thank you. I can see everyone's camera is off today, pretty much everyone's. I don't want to see these guys next week, please. Okay, because if you switch your camera, I don't think Haley, Ishan, Panjishi, and I should keep the camera open. And if we don't keep it open, I don't even know if you're in front of class, so we can continue. All right? Good. All right. Thank you very much for coming today. Well done. Good job today. A little bit of intense practice, but I think it's worth it. Next week, we will continue with the material from the book. Enjoy your week ahead. Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank
Teacher,
Bye,
thank you.
teacher.
you.
No, there's no homework this week.
But I just said I gave you homework. It's up to you if you want to write it or not.
Okay.
The essay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, teacher. Thanks,
Bye.
teacher.